To Capitol Hill now, and the battle over the president's so-called big, beautiful budget bill. The rhetoric between Trump and Elon Musk, well, it is heating up over Musk's slamming of the bill. Here's the president from just a short time ago.
Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything.
In a string of social media responses, Musk said that he was never shown the bill and that it was, quote, passed in the dead of night so far that almost no one in Congress could even read it. He also posted, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51 to 49 in the Senate. But he didn't end there. He said moments later, he posted, quote, such ingratitude. CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small joins us now with much more on this tug of war between Trump and Musk. I want to say we didn't see that coming, but maybe some of us did. Why are Republicans so concerned about what Musk thinks about the bill?
Well, Mugo, as you know, and as Musk pointed out there, he was a big part of Donald Trump's reelection campaign, had the pulse to the MAGA movement for quite a bit, and he was a part of the administration, serving as the de facto leader of DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. The reason why he is coming out so forceful is because he believes that this bill would be antithetical to the point of his being a part of the government in the first place, which was to get rid of costs, high costs, waste, fraud, and abuse, as he calls it. But this bill, as we've mentioned before quite a bit, would add several $1 trillion to the federal deficit. A CBO report also, analysis I should say, also reported that this could cost several $1 trillion in revenue to the United States. This is one bill, though, that would also make permanent Donald Trump's 2017 tax cuts, which has been probably the pillar of Donald Trump's 2024 presidential election, which is why we're seeing the president so gung-ho on getting this through, and which is why we're seeing Republican leadership endorsing the president over Musk on this one.
And something else here to note, Torian, is the Congressional Budget Office also found nearly 8 million people will lose their health insurance through Medicaid because of the bill's cuts. So how is that sitting with senators?
Yeah, and part of the reason for that is because of the increased work requirements, about 20 hours a week for either schooling, a job, or volunteer work. There's also some different changes or provisions in this bill that would change up the way the state and federal government shares the cost of Medicaid. That's cause for concern for quite a few Republicans here, like Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri. He said that could be a real big strain on rural hospitals. We also heard from Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. He said he has some concerns about cuts to Medicaid as well. Problem, though, he's seeing with this is he wants to get through Donald Trump's tax bill, but he says, and this is pretty colorful, he said that the bill is like putting lipstick on a pig. He still will endorse that pig or move that pig forward, but for some reason why that was the illusion that he wanted to create with this. Listen, this is one of those things where Republicans have to coalesce around it because they have a very slim majority in the House. They're able to get through this bill through without a filibuster-proof majority because of the budget reconciliation process, but still, only 3 defectors they're allowed to go against the Republican Party. If more than that, this bill is essentially dead, Mugo.
Wow. Let's talk about another aspect of the bill that just hasn't gotten a lot of attention just yet. And it's a provision that critics say is Trump's way of weakening the judiciary. Can you talk to us about this one?
Yeah, so in this bill, there's also a provision that would essentially bar courts, federal, broader than that, from holding in contempt any injunctions taken against the administration. This is seemingly a response from Republicans to the many injunctions against Donald Trump's executive orders. Many courts saying that he either doesn't have the unilateral power to do some of the actions that he's taking, or they're unconstitutional. This is also potentially another bid to shore up the process, as many of this litigation is working its way up to the Supreme Court. But Republicans are saying, and have been saying for a while now, that these courts are run by activist judges. They're looking to get ahead of that now. Democrats are obviously saying that's false, and they're looking to give more power, even more power, to the president than he already has.
All right, we'll see what happens. Torian Small, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it.